You're listening to the Pittsburgh Piledriver. What the hell is that? Podcast.
Oh, hi! It's time for the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast. You know what else it's time for me to do? It's time for me to spend this entire next 1.5 to 2 hours sniffing in your ear because I'm nursing a stupid-ass cold because, I don't know, because. And that's why, because. So eat my ass and deal with the sniffing because it ain't going to go away. It's going to be that kind of episode. I'm going to tell everybody to shut up multiple times because I don't want to hear it, nor do I give a shit. And I almost slipped and fell down because my coordination is crap because I'm an old man. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast. It's time to talk wrestling because that's what we do here on this show, allegedly. Other times we talk about other things. But this time we might talk about wrestling. Maybe. Beef the Legend, Poot the Bard, Tiger Bone Tom, Ransom the Madman, we're all here to talk to you about wrestling. And I think we have some picks to do. And we're going to get into some picks, but we're also going to get into some math. Because now we've brought math into the picks. And I'm not upset about it. I'm just telling you, Daddy don't math well. So if I fuck this up, sorry, but I have the IQ in math of a earthworm. So my bad. Not my fault. Big dummy, me no brain, help me the brain, no dum-dum. So talk wrestling, dummies.
All right, well, let's get the picks out of the way first and foremost.
Look at you, just think you're taking the fucking reins. You know, this isn't Tuesday, this isn't your show. So maybe ask the other guys what they want to do there, Captain Takeover.
I mean, it is the Pittsburgh Piledriver Beefcast, so...
No, that was squashed. Comcast is out, you're out.
What?
Would everyone like to start?
Poot driver, Pootberg, Poot party bus.
Party.
The Poot Party Bus. I'm there.
Poot party bus. That's what my vote's for, is the Poot party bus tonight.
Well, what would you guys like to start with picks? Would you guys like to start with picks and get them out of the way?
Yeah, man.
Let's pick Goldberg. I'm picking Goldberg.
Cool. Ransom picks Goldberg for every match. Got it. All right. So we got 5 matches here for NXT.
Hold on. You
What?
are not doing this the justice it deserves. Gentlemen, it is time for the inaugural
We already went through this puffery.
Open.
Jesus Christ.
And okay, fine. Yeah. Hey everybody, this is Jeff Martin and I'm super excited to be here tonight. Let's just lay down our fucking picks and go. No, you know what? You know what? I'm excited and I don't care if the rest of you jackholes are or not. I am super excited for the Cruiserweight Open. I think it's going to be
excited.
A blast. And by God, I'm going to fucking give it the trance it deserves. So shut up.
Trance?
And let me give it the fucking... Let me fucking give it. It is time for the inaugural Cruiserweight Open, which means that you, the viewer, have a shot at taking our title. More importantly, it means that hopefully, finally, Tom is going to lose the damn thing. Now, I've said it 80 million times before, and by God, I think that this is the month. I feel it. So get your picks in. I did a post. I did a live stream. I'll fucking type it out in Braille if you need it. Get your post in. We want to hear from you, and you know who you are. You know, if you're listening, you know exactly my expectations of who I want to see picks from.
All 4 of you.
Because listen, Beef has given it, and let's face it, he's never really given it before. Because I mean, look at him. So this is a momentous event. He's actually given it.
Wow.
So let's go ahead and kickstart it. Tom, you are the master of ceremonies, my friend. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from the WWE Network.
And the terrible background noise that's coming from somebody.
Not this guy.
Well, I know who it is. We all know.
All right, so, as I was starting to say...
It's probably me.
Could be. We have 5 matches to pick. for NXT Takeover in your house, which means we have
How many?
5.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 hand's worth, Ransom.
Oh, got it.
4 fingers, 1 thumb. 5
Nailed it.
matches. Got
Nailed
it.
it.
All right, cool. So we have 5 matches. That's a total of 15 points up for grabs. How that works, of the 5 matches, when you make your pick, you put a point value on each match. You cannot use a point value more than once. So, depending on how sure you are of your pick, for example, the first match that we're all going to pick is going to be the winner takes all 6-man tag team match for the NXT North American Championship and NXT Tag Team Championships. When you pick that match, depending on how sure you are of your pick, you give it a number value 1 through 5.
Numbers can't be used twice, right?
Correct. So
and there's no last call, right?
No, and no last call.
Okay.
So
All right.
if you're super sure that Bronson Reed and MSK are going to retain, or if you're super sure that Legado del Fantasma and it's all 3 of them. It's Joaquin Wilde, Raul Mendoza, and Santos Escobar. If you're sure, whatever you're sure of, if you're super sure, you would give it a value of 5. If you're not too sure, give it a lower value. Once you give it that value, you cannot use that value again throughout the rest of this particular card. So, pretty simple. And then, obviously, whenever we have the next set of picks for whatever the next show is, which I believe is what, is it AEW this month? Or no,
Nope, Hell in a Cell.
Thank you.
Next
Hell in a Cell.
Rage in a cage.
Rage, yeah. NXT or WWE Smashing Pumpkins. Despite all your rage, it's still just a rat in a hell in a cow. So,
Hell in a cow. Oh man.
Hell in a cow.
Is there gonna be an orange soda match? Because I love orange soda matches.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so starting things off, I'll lead it off here. Like I said, the first match we're gonna pick is the winner takes all 6-man tag team match.
Pause your ass for a second, son. If we're going to be assigning numbers to this and there's going to be no last call,
correct.
I believe it to only be fair to go down the list of matches before we start assigning numbers.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
I know which ones I'm confident in and which ones I'm not.
Good call.
Let's face it, confident in none of them.
You know what? I apologize. You're right. Okay, so let me do that real quick.
Look at the big brain on Ransom.
I know. You say
no.
Coming from the man that no big brain. Come on now.
Yeah, no, I don't brain. Me no brain.
Okay.
Give me shovel, help me dig.
Okay, so here we go. We have 5 matches. Like I just mentioned, this one is a winner-take-all 6-man tag team match. This is for the NXT North American Championship and the NXT Tag Team Championship. So Bronson Reed is teaming with MSK. Those are the incumbent champions, respectfully, and versus all of Legado del Fantasma. So winner-take-all for that. The next match is Raquel Gonzalez, who's the incumbent champion, versus Ember Moon. Dakota Kai and Shotzi Blackheart will both be at ringside, apparently. This is a singles match for the NXT Women's Championship. The next match is just a regular singles match. This is Mercedes Martinez versus Xia Li, a.k.a. Scary Chung Lee, if that helps, in case Ransom doesn't know who she is. You familiar?
No.
She's the one that went away and came back with her I don't know, brother, counterpart, or whatever, with the big scary Beef, help me out here. How's the best way you can explain it?
Yeah, she's basically an ancient dragon lady who they are serving under, and they're both Chinese, so clearly they're both Asian stereotypes, but they're basically warriors, both Xia Li and Boa. So she has gone from happy-go-lucky face to no-nonsense, kick you in the face heel.
Yeah. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was making sure you knew who it was that we were referring to. So,
all right.
All right, and then we have a ladder match for the $1 Million Championship. Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight.
Oh, thank you.
I know, right? And then the main event, the Fatal 5-Way match for the NXT Championship, is Karrion Kross, obviously the incumbent champion, with Scarlett Bordeaux. With Scarlett. Thank
Easy
you.
for you to say.
Yeah, I know, right? With Scarlett versus Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, who will have Austin Theory apparently at ringside, and old Peter Dune with old Wunny Lorcan there at ringside.
Wunny.
Yeah, old Wunny.
Who doesn't love
those
Wunny
are
Lorcan?
So those are your matches. Those are the 5 matches for this Sunday's NXT TakeOver in your house. So, as is tradition, champion will pick first and we'll lead off. We're going to lead off with that, like I mentioned, the 6-man tag team winner-take-all match. I am going to go with the incumbent champions here, Bronson Reed and MSK.
The number you're assigning?
How many confidence
points are you assigning?
I just asked that. Interesting.
I'm getting there. I am going to put 5 on that.
Oh!
All right.
I think it's way too soon for Bronson Reed to lose that title, and MSK to lose theirs. So, Poot, who you got?
I gotta agree with the champ on this one. I think it's too soon for them to lose those belts. It really doesn't make sense. That's main roster booking. That's not NXT booking. I am going to save my 5. I'm gonna put 4 on this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna put 4 on this one.
Okay. Beef.
Reed and MSK, it's way too soon to take those titles off of either of those two. Plus, it seems like they're going to do the same thing with the Hit Row. So, yes, I am also taking Reed and MSK, and I'm also using my 5-pointer on this one.
Okay. Ransom.
Okay, so 2 things. First, this freaking cold, I've had enough. I'm a little pissy. This stupid ass cold is worse than when I had COVID. I'd rather have COVID than this cold. Just bullshit. So, secondly, why are they doing this?
I don't know.
Like, does this seem like the best idea, or does this seem like they were like, oh, well, we want to have both these belts. We want to have the tag belt. We want to have the singles belt defended on this show, but we don't have a time. So let's throw it into this one weird ass match. Or do you think it was legit thought out into something?
I'm excited for it. No, I mean, as someone who watches NXT on the weekly, I'm super hyped for it. I think it's a very intelligent way to get both belts defended, and it makes sense because Legado del Fantasma is a stable, and they claim that they are the best of the best. So this is their way of proving it.
I think it's also, there's a little bit of sprinkle of, hey, look at this gimmicky stuff we have going on. And it's not that they're devaluing, and that's not meant to be cross. It's meant to be like, it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a fast-paced, a high spot match, at least, you can correct me if I'm wrong, which I may very well be, but I think it's a little bit of like, how many gimmicks can we throw in a match?
Is it going to be a traditional 6-man tag?
Yep.
Like there's going to be tagging involved. It's not going to be a tornado tag, right?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
It does not specify if it's a tornado or traditional tag. I'm guessing it's a traditional. But and it does make sense that they would kind of be putting Legado del Fantasma in this position because after Santos Escobar lost the Cruiserweight title, he set his sights on the North American title just, because
reasons.
I don't know, reasons, yeah. So yeah, and I don't know, whatever the reason is, I'm looking forward to it. Ransom, what do you have as a pick?
Go ahead and say the incumbents, and I'm going to put a 4 on this one.
Okay.
I feel like we're all kind of going into this with a little bit of cautious. Like now, it's kind of like you're holding your cards up and going,
Yeah, I know, right?
I like it.
Oh, don't worry, it'll get weird. I'm confident that it'll get weird.
Oh,
five confidence points on it getting weird.
Yes, I'll take that.
Always does.
Yeah. All right. The next match we're gonna pick is the singles match for the NXT Women's Championship. Raquel Gonzalez, the incumbent champion, with Dakota Kai at ringside versus Ember Moon with Shotzi Blackheart at ringside. Poot, you're up.
How long has Raquel held this title? Has it been a while, or did she just win?
No.
She just when was the last
WrestleMania weekend.
Raquel Gonzalez versus
Ember Moon.
Thank you, Ember Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raquel Gonzalez is going to hang on to this belt, and I think, I think Raquel Gonzalez is going to hang on to that. I'm going to put my 5 here.
Okay. Beef.
I think Raquel holds on to this belt until Dakota Kai turns on her. And then I think Dakota Kai gets the title on a shit-heating heel way, and then we see Raquel's big face push. So that being said, I am picking Raquel for this match. I am giving it a solid 4.
I bet you do. Ransom.
I'm going to pick Raquel Gonzalez as well, and I'm going to give this one a 3.
Okay. Interesting. I am also picking Raquel Gonzalez on this one. Again, way too soon to take it off of her. Good build, monster push. The fact that she beat EO and EO held it for so long, and she's, in the words of Ransom, so pretty.
Oh.
Points. Let me see. Points. I think I'm gonna give this one. I think I'm going to put my 4 on this one. Yeah, we'll go with that. All right. The next match would be a singles match, just a regular singles match. Mercedes Martinez versus Xia Li with Boa, What's His Nuts, and old Scary Dragon Lady in tow. Probably sitting out there on the ramp or whatever. I don't know. That's usually where she's at, right?
Yeah, at the top of the ramp.
Yeah, she doesn't make it like down to the ringside. I don't know if Boa will be at ringside or at the ramp with Scary Dragon Lady, but either way, they're there. So, Beef, you are up to first pick.
I am picking Xia Li on this one with a 1 point.
Okay. Xia Li with 1 point. Ransom.
Funnily enough, I'm going to go ahead and do the same exact thing.
Okay. Man, this is hard. I think I'm gonna go with Xia Li, and I'm gonna put 2 points on this.
Ooh.
Hoot.
Damn you, champ. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to put 2, and I'm going to pick Xia Li.
Hey.
I don't know anybody in this match.
I know, right? All right. The next one is the ladder match for the $1 Million Championship. LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes, who's going to climb straight to the moon. Ransom, give us your pick.
Okay. Here's where I don't know if LA Knight finally gets his. The $1 Million Man has been getting one up on him every single time.
You mean Cameron Grimes?
Yeah, that's it. What did I say?
LA Knight.
LA Knight.
I don't know. I don't know who people are. I really think that Poot the Legend has a good chance of winning this one. But I don't know. Tiger Bomb Ransom might pull it out. This is how little I have any idea what's happening right now. I'm so confused and very old. I want to pick Cameron Grimes because I feel like, all right, finally, this is going to be the one. This is going to be it. But part of me really thinks that WWE, NXT, whoever, they're expecting everybody to expect Cameron Grimes to get it. So are they going to give the people what they've been expecting, what they've been looking for? And Cameron Grimes finally winning it? finally beating Ted DiBiase? Or are they going to pull a swerve and go, you expected him to do it, but he's not going to do it? I don't know about this one. But I think I'm going to get wonky, and I think I'm going to go with LA Knight.
And your wager, sir?
Or do I want Cameron Grimes? Damn it. I don't know what to do with this one. I really don't. This is the hardest one.
That's what she said.
No, she hasn't. I'm very sleepy and old. I need drugs. How about oh, fuck it. How about LA Knight with a 5?
Oh my God. That's exciting.
Getting crazy with it. I like it.
That is vastly insane.
I mean, why not? Who cares?
Hey, you still got Rage in the Cage to pick, so
This is
Yeah.
this is why I love Ransom.
just get
Really.
weird with it.
Just
Let's
getting
get
weird.
All right, I'm up. I'm gonna pick Cameron Grimes, and I'm gonna put my 1 point on that because this one is really. This match and the last match are the ones that are really, really weird and could swing either way, to be quite honest.
Right?
You know?
That's what I'm saying.
You know? So, yeah, I'll pick Grimes, 1 point. Poot.
You know, I was
Cameron
jumping
Grimes is a good
between the idea that Cameron Grimes wins this belt and then rolls with Ted DiBiase. Like, it's just like, but he doesn't need a mouthpiece. He doesn't need any more glamour. And the thing is, I could really see LA Knight making a shtick of that belt and having it. And plus, they got to give something to LA Knight here. Like, they got to do something. I think this will be his jumping off point. And plus, Cameron Grimes, my NXT,
Spirit animal.
yeah, like he can eat all the pins and still not lose the shine on him. So I'm gonna go with 2 points on this, and I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with 3 points on this, and I'm gonna go with LA Knight.
See, I'm glad you said that because I see Cameron Grimes in the same light. Like,
Yep.
I bet he could lose this match and still not lose any sort of clout.
Easily.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
oh, you're not wrong. Now, if whoever wins the championship, are they also winning the services of Ted DiBiase?
No.
No.
Okay.
Just a belt.
Nope.
Just the
And I
belt.
think that he actually disappears. Like once
Yep.
this is over, I think he comes out, congratulates whoever wins, and that's it. We see Ted DiBiase, at least for now. He may loop back
And then
around in a couple months, whatever. But
He Scrooge
Yeah.
McDucks out of the ring into a pile of money, and we don't see him for another 5 years.
with the belt too. With the belt, I bet. Because they're not going to be. It's not going to be something that we see regularly featured like the FTW title on AEW. You know what I mean? Like,
I disagree with that. I think that we see it. I think it may not be defended, but I think it's definitely going to be a prop point for whoever wins this.
okay. Well, that's even more reason for me that I picked Cameron then. So, but that's fine.
Yeah, I got a bad feeling though because, like you said, if the belt's going to stick around as a prop, who would make more sense to have that prop? Would it be LA Knight or would it be the guy who's constantly bragging about all of his money like Cameron Grimes?
Yeah, but I think this could turn Cameron Grimes around off the whole money thing. You know what I mean?
Oh,
That's
either
all.
way.
Because I think if
All
you
right.
want to make him a main of, and this is nothing against DiBiase in the $1 million, the $1 million man and everything. I think that Cameron Grimes needs to not go back to his like serious gritty country beat the shit out of people, but it's like Cameron Grimes the character was fine before we had this money gimmick, and not that we
Okay.
need to
You think
regret.
they're going to use this as maybe a way to get him away from that then?
Yeah, just step away from it, and just have him be Cameron Grimes and give him a little more room outside of that one singular focused gimmick to then breathe a little bit and, move forward in this, and shoot for something like the North American belt.
Oh, okay. Well, makes sense, I suppose.
It's an interesting way. This is a really essentially, it really could go either way.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you, Poot. The money Cameron Grimes isn't going away anytime soon because they had to take away his old theme music because it was done by CFO $. So they made this new theme song for him, which is all about money.
Yeah, but you understand that we haven't hit the wall. Not every song's been written. Like, we could write a new song for Cameron Grimes.
I hear you, but that's extra money, and in these uncertain times, who knows if WWE is going to be spending any money at all. So that being said, on this match, I am picking Cameron Grimes. I think it makes all of the sense in the world, and I love LA Knight. I think LA Knight is going to be an absolute superstar. He just needs to wait for the NXT title picture to kind of clear up. That is to say, wait for Karrion Kross and probably Adam Cole to go away for a while until he ascends to the top there. But all that being said, I love LA Knight, but it's just not his time yet. Cameron Grimes has been working super hard to get a singles title here, and I think, yes, it's the $1 Million Championship, but it's still a distinguished title, I think. So, yeah, 100%. I think it's Cameron Grimes, and I'm putting my 2 points on this.
2 points. All right. And now for the last match, I don't need to ask the number of points that we're putting on it because, well, we only have one choice left. Poot's putting his 1 point on this last match. Beef's putting 3 on it. Ransom's putting 2 on it. And I'm putting 3 on it. This is the fatal 5-way match for the NXT Championship. Karrion Kross with Scarlett versus Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano with Austin Theory versus Peter Dune with Oney. All right. I am up to close this out, and I am picking Karrion Kross to retain. I don't see him losing it yet. If it was a one-on-one with maybe Adam Cole, maybe he would lose it or something. But not yet. Not as much as I love all the talent in this match. Any of them rightfully could be, but it's not their time. Time is not up for Karrion Kross as champ yet. So Karrion Kross to retain. Poot, who you got?
Balls. It's only 1 point. So I'm going to. I don't think we need to take the shine off of Karrion Kross yet. So I'm going to say Karrion Kross as well. But not even going to lie, wouldn't mind seeing Adam Cole get a hold of that belt.
Oh, absolutely.
But
if I'm going to be wrong, I want to be wrong in that sense.
Right. I'm going to absolutely go with. I'm going to absolutely go with. Karrion Kross here. Yeah. Like I think Karrion Kross has tons of legs right now, and Karrion Kross.
All right, Beef.
Trying to talk myself off the ledge. Because, man, like you, Tom, and my picks are identical. Our point values are damn near identical. So here is what I'm struggling with. It's a fatal 5-way match. It's one fall to a finish. It's not like it's elimination style. Fatal 5-ways are traditionally one fall to a finish. I believe that Karrion Kross has some unresolved issues with Finn Balor. I think Balor comes back probably as the Demon, but regardless, I think that Balor puts Kross in his sights. Here's the issue. I love Karrion Kross, and I love what they're doing with him, but I think that the worst thing that they could have done, retrospect being 2020, the worst thing they could have done immediately with him coming back is put that strap right back on him. And I get the mentality. He was the champion. We want him leading the brand. We want to show that he's a monster so that way, the half of the audience that watches NXT when it goes to Raw or SmackDown, they're like, oh, hey, look, it's that guy who held the title in NXT and only lost on blah, blah, blah. So, like, I get all that, but man, a fatal 5-way is really, really an easy way out of getting the belt off of Cross, having him feud with Balor into the SummerSlam pay-per-view coming up. Well, the NXT show on SummerSlam weekend. And I don't think that bout needs a belt per se. So Cole makes a hell of a lot of sense here, because I think Cole and O'Reilly can feud for months with no problem. And I think Cole can really feud with anybody with no problem. I can't do it, man. I cannot fight the voices in my head. I gotta lay my money on Karrion Kross for 3 points here.
Okay, Ransom closing it out.
So, what's the over-under on Cole and O'Reilly kind of eliminating themselves from this match because at some point they get so wound up in fighting each other that they just kind of lose track of what's happening for the belt because their focus isn't the belt, their focus is beating the shit out of each other.
I'd say a good 50-50, at least.
I mean, Beef, what do you think? Like, do you think their focus is going to be on the belt, or do you think it starts that way, but something breaks down and they wind up just fighting each other, and it's more about beating the shit out of each other, whether they fight away from the ring or they're on the outside whenever shit's happening in the ring, and they just don't pay attention because they're too busy fighting each other?
Well, yeah, and I mean that's smart money. You know, if you were to put a prop bet on that, I'd say that would make sense so that they can continue their angle. However, since Adam Cole's return, he's made no, like, he hit Kyle O'Reilly the first, but then he also hit everybody else in the match, in the triple threat match to determine the number one contender. So, it doesn't feel like it was a beeline type of thing. I don't know, man. The way that Adam Cole talks, and they've made the entirety of this build pretty much on Cole versus Cross. So, maybe, but the one thing that is worth noting is that Adam Cole was standing tall on NXT, the Go Home show, holding the belt over his head with the other 4 guys down.
Yeah, that never works out well. I really want to pick Cross. Nope. I really want to pick Cole. Really for 2 reasons. 1, I like Adam Cole and I want him to win. And 2, because I like what Beef said about Cross and Balor not needing the belt for their feud. Like, the feud would be bigger than the belt. But at the same time, I don't know that it makes a whole lot of sense to take the belt off of Cross with him being so dominant and, I don't know. I really want to pick Cole, but honestly, I think if I'm going to lose this, I'm going to lose it off of the ladder match, not off of this match. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Cross as well, just because I don't know. I don't know why.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, those are our picks. There is no last call. Them is our words hard. But there is no last call, but I will run down the picks just one more time. And then I have a special announcement afterwards.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, so Poot. Poot has Bronson Reed and MSK retaining with a 4-point value. Raquel Gonzalez retaining with a 5 points. Xia Li winning with 2 points. LA Knight winning with 3 points. Karrion Kross with 1 point. Beef has Bronson and MSK for 5 points. Raquel for 4. Xia Li for 1 point. Cameron Grimes for 2 points. Karrion Kross for 3. Ransom has Bronson and MSK for 4 points, Raquel for 3, Zia Lee for 1 point, LA Knight for 5, and Karrion Kross for 2 points. And I have Bronson Reed and MSK for 5, Raquel for 4, Zia Lee for 2, Cameron Grimes for 1 point, and Karrion Kross for 3. So those are the picks, and they are official. Now, normally this is the other way around, but Poot, can I get some breaking news music? Ladies and gentlemen, we already have our first outside contender from outside the P3 podcast with their picks. They just came in hot off the presses as we were finishing up ours. The bastard, Pat, the mid-card maniac, has his picks in. Should we announce them?
Why not?
Nope, we will post them to Facebook just like everybody else, because that way you have to visit our page to see the picks.
Well, I mean, we'll post them still, but I mean, this will come out after. The recording will come out after we post them, but I just thought it might be fun to announce them now.
Well, I mean, if you want, go ahead.
Yeah, do it.
General consensus says go for it?
Yeah.
We'll
Go
go
ahead.
for it. All right, so Pat has Bronson Reed and MSK. He has them retaining for 5 points. This is very ballsy. He has the Cameron Grimes winning with a 4-point value on it.
Wow.
Yeah. Gonzalez retaining with a 1 point on it. Zia Lee winning with a 2 point on it, and Karrion Kross with a 3. That's a very ballsy ladder match pick there. I was not expecting that.
I like it.
Watch Pat take this. Watch him take it.
It'd be interesting.
Yo, I'm here for it.
So, all right.
I mean,
there you go.
if he's right, he'd be part of a 3-way 15-point tie heading into Hell in a Cell.
Oh.
Hell in a
man.
Cell.
Yeah. So there we go.
Rumble in the cage jungle.
15 points up for grabs. The picks are there. They are finalized. What do we need to cover next? Beef.
Oh, I thought this was a Tom show. I don't know, man.
I told you. This was my biggest contribution was the picks,
Well,
because I haven't watched wrestling the last 2 weeks. I've been busy.
So I missed.
Question.
Okay, go ahead.
So, right, this harkens back to the picks,
Yeah.
but it's not about the picks themselves. Just a general opinion from you guys. If Cole doesn't win this title, does he continue just a one-on-one feud with Kyle O'Reilly? Is that just what continues with him? Where does he go from here?
I think that once Adam Cole retires, I think Ransom will too retire, because he'll have nothing to fixate on. To be fair though, I love Adam Cole, much in the same vein that Ransom does. Pat McAfee actually sent over.
Damn it!
I did it! Yes, Pat.
I'm proud of you.
Cedric
I'm proud of you. You know what? That's the thing. We're all fucking up our words, and Beef is the only one nailing it tonight with the words.
He said McAfee. He didn't say McAfee. He said McAfee.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, fuck you, Beef.
I said McAfee the second time.
Damn it,
McAfee
Beef.
was the first one I said. Anyway, my point here is that he sent out an interesting message saying, Adam Cole, come on over to Fridays, bud. Which could be telling, given their history. And I think that'd be a great way to get him involved in SmackDown. Super smart. I don't think Vince would ever do it, but I think it'd be super smart. I don't know, man. Like, O'Reilly beating Cole, the way that O'Reilly beat Cole seemed kind of final, but then they did all that business on the stretchers as they were, like, getting moved into a quote-unquote local hospital.
Local medical facility.
Local medical facility, my bad.
Local faster care.
So, who knows, man? I think that O'Reilly, honestly, needs to do something other than Adam Cole. I wouldn't have any problem if they continue their feud, but if that's the case, and because I thought Balor was part of the Fatal 5-Way match until I looked at the wiki again tonight. So they're obviously holding him off because when Cross wins, that's the next natural, Balor going to try one more time, probably bringing back the Demon at the SummerSlam weekend, which is his want. So if that's the case, and kind of fantasy booking out a couple months here, if we get Balor versus Cross 3, and then we would also get O'Reilly versus Cole 2, I think that would be too many return matches. Unless that's going to be the theme, because then we could very well see Grizzled Young Veterans versus MSK in a return title match as well. So who knows? But realistically, honestly, I think Cole does continue to feud with O'Reilly after this match.
Do you think that at some point, in order to get Cole out of NXT and onto either Raw or SmackDown, do you think that they'll go with some sort of like loser leaves NXT sort of thing? Like Regal will be like, there's no other way we can do this because, you guys will keep going at each other no matter what I do. You keep coming back. So the only way to stop this is if one of you is no longer here. Like, do you think that's a natural story progression for Adam Cole?
I do.
Okay.
But I still think that everybody's fixating on him going to the main roster way too much. I don't know. I really struggle.
I'm fine with him staying in NXT.
No. I struggle with Adam Cole staying on WWE brand. With the success that Britt Baker's having in AEW, with the success that other WWE castaways like Miro are having in AEW, FTR, just to name a few. I believe that right now it is greener grass. Obviously, with Baker and Cole being a thing, that's kind of a thing. That's kind of a big deal. But they've been going, for this way for 2 years, so obviously it's not too big of a deal. I just, Cole knows where he lies in the eyes of Vince McMahon. I think BG James, Brian James, whatever you want to call him, the road dog, even said to him, he said, man, if you were a foot taller, Vince, you'd be on Vince McMahon's main event list every single month. Adam Cole understands that he would be fighting an uphill battle, but that's what he's done his whole life, his whole professional career, is fight an uphill battle. So I think if I'm Adam Cole, I say, hey, I want to stay in NXT until my contract's up, and then I'm done. Because he has nothing left in NXT to do. I don't feel. And yes, going to the main roster would be a challenge, but given how we've seen how awesome NXT talent seemed to go pretty flaccid on the main roster, I just got to believe he's going to hedge his bets and go elsewhere.
Interesting.
Is there a possibility that Karrion Kross loses this title and doesn't feud with Finn Balor? Do you think that he would be somebody that McMahon would snatch up to either Raw or SmackDown? Because I feel like he's got that McMahon look. Big monster dude. Bring him here. Me want big monster dude.
I think that Karrion Kross, he is now not beleaguering, the fact that he is a monster, but that gimmick we saw, and understandably it's not incredibly in the same vein, but we saw what happened with Tommy End. We saw what happened with Aleister Black. We saw what happened with the Demon. We've seen what happens whenever people that we look at and go, damn, how can you fuck up this character? And they go to the main roster and they get fucked up. You know what I mean? There would be some kind of chicanery or fuckery that would happen with his character and how he relates to Scarlett or how he dresses or whatever. if he went up
Charlotte
to the
would
main
wind up
roster.
fucking Bobby Lashley, and they'd be putting that angle.
And that's the thing is that not like Karrion Kross can't work. I mean, my God, every time he delivers a Saito suplex, I go from 6 to midnight. But like the thing is, it's just one of those things where, again, it's kind of what we said with Adam Cole. I don't want to see him go to the main roster anytime soon because it will screw it up. And like we said, Adam Cole is kind of, is kind of like on the precipice of either shit or get off the pot of going to the main roster or staying in NXT. And I think Beef, choosing door number 3 of going elsewhere, I think would serve Adam Cole incredibly well, especially with the climate of the wrestling world outside of the WWE bubble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I guess the thing that concerns me, the biggest difference I see there between those two guys is, exactly what Road Dogg had said. If you were 2 feet taller, Vince McMahon would be all over you. So that's almost kind of like saying to Adam Cole, like, yeah, you do great if you were a bigger dude. So if he goes to the main roster, there's that like, boy, if you were a bigger dude, you might do great. So he might flounder. But with Cross, he seems like that he's that stereotypical Vince McMahon, like, big guy, kill him on, come on, whatever, bullshit jargon that Vince McMahon spits out. That
was accurate.
Those two differences.
It was like Vince McMahon was in the room. Like, I'm not.
It's funny.
I trailed off into the weeds there a little bit.
I felt the foam coming out of Vince McMahon's mouth on that one. That was good, Ransom.
And other orifices.
Ew, gross. But also
the tips fizzing.
We talk about like
tip fizz.
We talk about these wrestlers being like, well, I'd rather stay in NXT and not go to the main roster, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, if they're still under contract, doesn't it ultimately boil down to the whims of Vince McMahon? Like if he says, Karrion Kross, I want him on SmackDown or I want him on Raw. Honestly, is there anything that anybody can do? Is there anything that Kross can do to say like, I want to stay here? Because if Vince McMahon wants him, Kross can't say no. He could say no, but if he's under contract, he's going to have to do what Vince McMahon says. Same with Triple H. Like Triple H can go, Vince, I really want this guy here. Him and Balor, their money, blah, blah, blah. But if Vince says, no, he's coming here, does anybody really have the power to say, no, Vince, this guy stays where he's at?
I think that answer has changed over the course of the last year. We saw what they did with Miro. We saw what they did with Brody Lee, where they basically made them sit out their contracts and ride it out and not release them for fear of them going to AEW. And then we saw Black Tuesday or whatever it was last year whenever they cut like those 20-some people. And then this year again, after WrestleMania, the big cut day. And, the big cut day that happened. So it's obviously, it's obvious that they are like, you know what? Go and do whatever. We don't care about AEW right now. Go and do whatever. So I think, like Finn Balor, I think had that very same kind of opportunity and that choice where he basically said, hey, Vince, I want to go back to NXT. Otherwise, I'm not going to re-sign my contract and I'm going to go to AEW. Vince, of course, said, oh, well, we'll do whatever pleases the prince and send him back to NXT. I think Daniel Bryan was probably in a very similar set of circumstances, and we'll see what happens with him going forward. But so I think now, no, the pressure is not in the hands of the wrestlers anymore. They will go as they are dictated. And per a podcast that Britt Baker either did or was on back in March, she said that Cole is signed with the company through fall of 2024.
Oh, wow.
So I can't imagine they're going to let him sit that entire contract out.
No.
If he's like, no, if they say, main roster time, and he goes, no, I don't want to go. They're just going to tell him, well, no, you're going to go. Because I think with a talent like Adam Cole, regardless of whether or not Vince McMahon sees him as a big enough deal or not, I almost feel like they see him as a big enough deal to go, well, we don't want him going somewhere else. So if he's going to sit out, we're just going to extend his contract for the amount of time that he sits out. Like, they're not going to pay him if he sits at home.
Again,
and they just extend that contract out.
I love Adam Cole, but Rusev was the most over talent in the company when they shelved him. When they said, hey, we're not going to do anything with you until you make a decision. Like, Rusev Day chants, like, signs everywhere. People love that shit. So, like, if they're... And again, no offense to Adam Cole, but I don't think that he is over... and I could be wrong, but main roster crowd-wise, I don't think that he would be as over as Miro was in WWE at the time. So, I don't know, man. It depends on his contract. If he's got a big money contract and he's like, I'm not gonna wrestle anywhere but NXT, then they're gonna say, okay, well, fine, fuck you. We'll just cut you loose. Good luck on AEW and the independents, and don't bother coming back whenever AEW fails in 5 years. Which I don't think it's going to, but that's gonna be the company line.
Oh wow.
So, but if it's like a small market contract, a couple $100,000 or whatever, like small market, I don't think that he would have a choice. He'd be like, all right, here's what's happening. Like, you can either do it and get paid, or not do it and not get paid. You sit around for 3 years, but that's up to you.
Poot, what do you think about all this?
I don't know, man. Like, I feel like. I feel like beef, short of the Pat McAfee incident, is really on point tonight. I don't know. I feel like it's like anytime that we discuss this kind of stuff, it gets into a lot of like conjecture and what ifs and everything like that. And I don't know. Maybe it's my mentality lately with just a lot of things, but especially with wrestling. I've wanted to go back to just kind of going, all right, I'm going to watch some wrestling, and I'm not going to think about, like, well, what if 6 months from now, blah, 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 blah. Like, the misuse of talent is always going to happen. Nobody ever bats 1,000. If you look at the history of wrestling in general, like, there's always been talent that have been easy to market and easy to hit out of the park with. But then there's been just as many, if not more, talents that were grossly misused. You know what I mean? So, like, it's one of those things that it's like, it's really hard to keep kind of walking down that path, because eventually the pavement turns into dirt road, which turns into gravel, which turns into quicksand, which turns into a giant pile of jizz. Like, it's just like, at some point you kind of have to put your hands up and go, all right, let's see where the chips fall. And if they misuse the talent, that gives us plenty of fodder to bitch and moan later on.
So I want to talk about something, because this kind of grinds my gears in a big way. And it's about AEW. So already, like, eyebrows should be peaked. So AEW has been preempted the last fucking million weeks because of basketball. I get it. It's a whatever they call it, like Major 5 sport or whatever in the US. Like, people love basketball. And when they signed on with TNT, they knew that this is the case, that TNT said, hey, we're always going to pick a major sport over you guys. And they said, okay, like, that's part of the whole fucking thing. So I'm gonna take that out of the bucket, because that's neither here nor there. But they've been preempted the last 2 weeks. The go home show from Double or Nothing, and the post show from Double or Nothing. And I actually forgot all about AEW on Friday night, because fuck, it's a Friday night, like, I'm not, I think I was playing Among Us, or I don't even know what I was doing. No, I wasn't playing Among Us last week. Regardless, like, I was not like, oh, I gotta see AEW tonight. So I think that them being preempted has hurt them, obviously, in the demographic. And last year they pulled in a record low 456,000 viewers. Here's why that's important. Last week, now, again, to be fair, like, they understand what they're up against. They understand that they are like, okay, like, we're probably going to lose a bunch of our audience. let's put on some ham and egger matches. Like this week they have Miro versus Evil Uno. Fucking duh. How's that's going to turn out? They have the Young Bucks teaming with Brandon Cutler against, I think, Death Triangle. Like, I wonder how that one's going to turn out. So, like, I believe that they understand how the business works. All that being said, I will never understand why you bring out a talent like Andrade on a on a post pay-per-view show, first of all, and also B, on a post pay-per-view show that is going to be fucking preempted. Like, they know that they have a Saturday Night Dynamite coming up here, I think next week or the week after, where Omega is defending the belt against Jungle Boy. That would have been a perfect time to debut him. Or, let's not belabor the fact, fucking Double or Nothing would have been a perfect time to debut Andrade. I, for the life of me, do not understand why the hell they chose to debut him on a Friday night at like 10:45 with half of their fucking audience watching.
So, I have a possible answer to that. One could have just been something logistical that they couldn't get him in time for Double or Nothing. I know that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Andrade did not have a no compete clause. Correct?
He did not.
Okay.
Day one, he could go and do whatever the hell he wanted.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, it could have just simply been something logistical. I mean, we'll never know unless he or AEW.
And if that's the case, then hold him off for another 2 weeks. Like there's and I appreciate what you're trying to say, Tom, and I get it, but there's no good damn reason why they tout out, in my mind, one of the biggest free agents right now, one of the most talented dudes who hit the main roster, floundered and was granted his release because he's basically a fucking Flair with no strings attached.
Floundered is a strong word. Floundered is a strong word.
The last year with him teaming with Angel Garza has been terrible. Ever since WrestleMania 36 has been terrible.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just being all shucksy doodles again. That could very well be the case. But like, I think that Andrade's talent always shone through. Like, that's the thing. Floundered to me it includes not having good showings, and Andrade always delivered.
So the other thing I was going to say is, if it wasn't something logistical, with him just being able to be there, who knows? It maybe could have been something that they already had figured that, like, okay, we have this long of a program, we have like X amount of weeks planned out for TV and stuff for him. Maybe it's that. I don't know. The thing that irritates me more so than when he debuted is the fact that he's under the management of Vicky Guerrero. Why? Just because the Latin connection? Like, is that why?
I mean, that could, again, being shucksy doodles, it could very well be that he, it's seen as kind of a blessing to have, a Guerrero backing you. I understand
Maybe.
Vicky, it's married in, but like it's just that kind of thing that it's like it gives a little more like familiarity, because like people, there might be some people who don't know Andrade outside of looking, and to Beef's point, even though I kind of argued it a little bit, to Beef's point, who looked and went, oh, this guy who was floundering in the mid card. Oh, okay. Like,
right.
And it's giving him a little bit of credence, but I think, he'll eventually start speaking for himself.
My only umbrage with that, with kind of getting the shine from being paired with Vicky, is that they don't really do as much as they could or should, in my opinion, if that's going to be the case. If she's like, if she's supposed to be, a high profile legacy type of person, like every once in a while, we see her out there with Nyla Rose or whatever, but Nyla Rose hasn't been like highly featured as of late. Like the last time that Nyla Rose had like a real high profile match was, correct me if I'm wrong, whenever she had her the title match with Shida. I mean, and I think there was like some sort of like tag match or something that it was like her and I can't remember who else, and like Ty Conti and Sheeta or whatever. I don't know. But like, that's my thing is like, if Vicky's supposed to be like, somebody that a talent can get the rub from, so to speak, not in a bad way or a gross way, that she should be featured more prominently. Like, like Jake the Snake is definitely prominently more featured along with Lance Archer and stuff like that in his managerial role, way more so than like Vicky Guerrero is. So I don't know, that it just seems weird to me, but
I have the answer to that question.
Okay.
So the reason for the pairing with Vicky is twofold. One, Andrade doesn't have the best grasp on the English language. I think he's better than a lot of people think he is, but it's not the dude's native tongue. The dude spent a ton of time in Mexico. That's where he's from. That's where he lives. Like, that's his nationality. That's his tongue. That's how he speaks. So, of course, English being a second language is always going to be a little bit tougher for him. Vicky Guerrero, on the other hand, has mastered that art beautifully. Bleeding to my second point, she is a built-in fucking heat magnet. I'm talking atomic levels of heat. Andrade, a lot of people are like, holy fuck, Andrade's here. Yeah, El Idolo, yeah. With Vicky, excuse me, like, that's just going to end that right off the fucking bat. That's going to quell the urge to cheer Andrade and let him flourish as a natural heel as opposed to a cool heel. So I think that pairing was super smart. I really think if they weren't going to do a Double or Nothing, they should have done it on Saturday Night Dynamite, because at least on Saturday Night Dynamite, I think I'm not sure of the time slot on that, but I know that it's main evented by Omega versus Jungle Boy. So like, you're going to get naturally more eyes on there because it's a title match anyway. So I think it's a blown spot. AEW doesn't have many, but when they do, I think it is my responsibility as the resident AEW mark to call them out on it.
So no, you're not wrong. I see your point. I'm just as far as the built-in heat magnet with Vicky, that's a hell of a good point. Yeah, and you're probably not wrong. They could have done it better, but, well, we'll see what happens.
So, two things here. One, I think if they want him to be a big-time heel, like Beef said, a heel's heel, not a cool heel, not a Steve Austin heel, but, somebody that people want to boo. I could not think of a better pairing than him and Vicky Guerrero. Vicky Guerrero, for me, not to me, for me, is on the same level of heat magnet that Sharmell was. When Sharmell and King Booker came to the ring, and the whole way to the ring, she was all hail King Booker, and that voice of hers, never before in my life did I want somebody to be hit by a tractor trailer so much and have it televised so that I could watch it happen in real time. Than Sharmell. I wanted her to have a celebrated on-screen death. Now, that's not me wishing death upon somebody. That's me saying she did such a great job at being a heel that I hated seeing her. I hated every single moment that camera was on her. I hated every single moment that she had a microphone up to her mouth. I hated it. But WWE wanted me to hate it. And I bought into it hook, line, and sinker. Same thing with Vicky Guerrero. Vicky Guerrero gets heat like no one else. She is amazing at what she does. Her job is to get heat and to bring out the heel and to get people mad. Vicky Guerrero knows exactly what the fuck she's doing. And honestly, I don't think that Vicky Guerrero gets the credit that she deserves as far as her talents as a heat-getting manager. Because I really think she does exactly what they want her to do. Because I hate her. I hate her. I hate every time I see her. I hate every time I hear her. Again, I want to see a celebrated on-screen death. And that's what Vicky Guerrero is supposed to do. She's supposed to get you to hate her and anybody associated with her, and I do. I freaking Andrade could have blockbuster after blockbuster of a match. And as long as he's with her, I'm going to want to see him lose and get his demise every single time. So I think she's nailing it. I can't really speak highly enough of Vicky Guerrero as a heel manager, as a heat bringer, because she does. She's killing it. And two, maybe if I'm trying to putting my poop glasses on here and I'm trying to see maybe a possibility of something good, maybe they brought Andrade out when they did because they have something bigger in mind for the Saturday Night Dynamite for him. Maybe he's going to be in a match. Maybe he's going to be doing something. And I think if you want people to tune into that, I think maybe if you want people to expect something from him, debuting him before that will get people to go, oh, he's there. He debuted on this Friday Night Dynamite. I'm going to watch Saturday Night Dynamite whenever it airs because, damn it, I really bet that Andrade is going to do something. So maybe that will have more, maybe it'll entice more viewers to go, oh, shit, he debuted here on Friday night. Maybe I missed that debut. Maybe I was doing something else because, like Beef said, what are you going to do on a Friday? Are you going to do other stuff or are you going to watch wrestling? Most people are going to be doing other stuff. So if they did happen to miss his debut, but they read about it and they find out about it and they know, oh, shit, he's here, more people might be willing to tune in on a Saturday night to catch Dynamite to see exactly what they're going to, what they're planning on doing with Andrade. Is he going to be in a match? Is he going to interfere in this match? Like, oh, shit. Like, he's going to have to do something big. Maybe that's what they were thinking. Again,
someday...
I could be looking through my rose-colored glasses. Maybe they just flubbed it. I don't know.
Someday, I hope that we get famous enough that people will say, I am the beef to your ransom, or I am the ransom to your beef. Because I'm telling you, like, you got in, like, the little space in my brain that was, like, cut off by, like, my anger about this, and was like, that's a really good fucking point. Like, and we've cut on WWE for doing that before. Giving away the cow whenever, why give away the cow when you can get the milk for free?
Why buy the cow, you mean?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? Thank you, Poot.
You're welcome.
Poot, you are my local idiom horde. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So all of that being said, yeah, I mean, you're 1,000,000% right. That makes a ton of sense to me. That you bring them out on a show that many people may not watch, and then guess what? Tomorrow night, I'm going to be watching. Saturday the 26th, I'm going to be watching. So yeah, that makes sense.
And there's a lot of people, like I saw online when Andrade debuted. There was, of course, a lot of people like me was like, hell yes, this is great, El Idolo. You know what I mean? Like, but there was a lot of people who were like, oh, Andrade's there. Neat. Like, they were like, cool. And I
like, he's very hot and cold in that way. Like, some people are like, oh, yes, Andrade. Oh, finally, he's in AEW. This is going to be amazing, great. And then other people are like, oh, Andrade's here. That's kind of neat. Like, I feel like he has that type of following where it's either you're super excited about him or you're like, oh, neat.
I think that's probably in part due to his use or misuse on WWE Monday Night Raw, and I mean, because they did a very good job with him in NXT, I think also part of his misuse also had to do with the fact of whenever Zelina Vega, was done with WWE, because she was the mouthpiece for him, and as Beef mentioned, Andrade's English might not be the best, so I think that probably also had something to do with it, unfortunately, but. Again, we'll see. We'll see what happens now that he's got a monster heel mouthpiece like Vicky Guerrero. There's a lot of good possibility for him.
And I think another thing that does not work in his favor is the fact that everyone was like, "Oh fuck, Andrade was released and he can do whatever he wants. Awesome." And then 2 weeks later, WWE releases a bunch more people and everyone's like, "Oh." So now, Samoa Joe might be showing up somewhere soon. Or, Aleister Black could be showing up somewhere in 3 months. And this, that, and the other thing. So I think maybe, sort of, kind of, they missed the hot spot for Andrade to be, efficient. Because, I think once they had this new wave of releases, everybody started getting on that bandwagon. Specifically with Tommy End, for good reason. Because Tommy End's already talking to Renee Paquette and is already saying, "Oh, I really want to face Kenny Omega, and I really want to face, fucking Penta, and I really want to face Lance Archer, and this, that, and the other thing." So it's like, oh, well, guess who's showing up at All Out? Surprise, surprise, Tommy End.
So,
wait, is that confirmed?
Nothing is ever confirmed in the world of wrestling, but he basically said to Renee, "Yeah, there are a ton of people I want to work with in AEW, and hopefully I'll get the chance to." Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, the 90-day no-compete clause just happens to be up just before their biggest pay-per-view of the year, All Out.
So I guess kind of switching gears maybe a little bit. It's still AEW related.
How dare you?
No, it's still AEW related.
Go ahead. Busting balls. Go ahead.
I'm torn on the Jungle Boy Kenny Omega match because I expect it to be an amazing match. I expect it to be just crazy. And I don't think I will be disappointed in the slightest in this match. But on the other hand, hang on. Oh, pardon me.
There it is.
On the other hand, I'm not looking forward to it because there's a big part of me that's saying, while it's going to be a crazy, awesome, amazing match, I'm not going into it with any expectation of Jungle Boy beating Kenny Omega for the title on a Saturday Night Dynamite. Do I have the wrong opinion of that? Is there a possibility that he wins, or is it pretty much a foregone conclusion? He's going to lose, but that's not the point. The point is it's going to be an amazing match.
I said it, excuse me. I said it as soon as Jungle Boy won the Battle Royal, as soon as we heard the giant pop from the audience, and as soon as we heard them chanting his theme music, I'm like, oh fuck, this guy needs to be the one to take the belt off of Omega. They need to hit the hot hand and capitalize on that. Here's what I'll say. They're just crazy enough to do it. Because again, Kenny Omega's match with Moose is coming up at Impact. I think it's Slammiversary, actually. I think I said Bound for Glory last time. I think it's Slammiversary. At Impact Slammiversary here, I think either at the end of June or beginning of July. His match with Andrade for the AAA Mega title is coming up this summer as well. So, again, if you want your title change to be the most important, I think that you don't bury that. You either do it the first or the last. And I think that we've talked about that ad nauseum with good points made with it being the first one to go or the last one to go. But all that being said, the last time the title change happened was on Dynamite. Let's not forget that. And I really believe that this whole Moxley Omega thing may not be over. I just think that somehow Moxley's going to be involved in costing Omega a match. So this could be it. I don't know. This is why I'm not an EVP for a wrestling company, because I fly by the seat of my pants and I'm like, oh, they should do this. I'm sure they have a thought out reasoning behind everything they do. They have a plan, and it's well researched and thought out. I would love it if Jungle Boy beat Kenny Omega for the title. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm not putting it outside the realm of possibility, because again, like you kind of alluded to in the last quote unquote segment that we had, if you want to get eyes on these like weird ass fucking time dynamites, the best way to do that is put a title change on there and be like, oh fuck, a title change happened on a dynamite that wasn't on Wednesday night. Maybe I should care more. Plus, as we know, they are part of their agreement for next year is having those super cards, the 4 super cards on TNT quarterly. Saturday night is a pretty good venue for that, I think. So this might be testing the waters for that. And again, what better way to get people interested in watching wrestling on Saturday night again than having a major title change?
Not a bad point.
Damn, I didn't really have me thinking about it.
I guess what I'm saying is never say never. Is it likely? No. Are the odds makers in Vegas going to put, Jungle Boy as the underdog? 100%. Would it be smart to put some money on Jungle Boy? Probably not. That's probably money that you're going to lose. Is it going to happen? Maybe.
And I was going to say, and like we've discussed about, and we've kind of debated the point, I really think of all the titles that Kenny's holding, the last one to go is going to be the AEW title. I really, truly feel that. I think if anything, which match is happening first? His match with Andrade for the AAA Super Mega title, whatever it is, or the match with Moose? We know that.
Omega will defend his championship against All Odds, which is going to be happening on Saturday.
This Saturday?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep,
okay.
And it's going to be happening in Daly's place, correct?
It is. How about that?
Okay, then.
And that's the AAA event?
No, that's Impact.
That's the Impact event.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting. So, I mean, that one, it really is a 50-50 shot. But if he doesn't lose to Moose this Saturday, I feel like he's most definitely gonna lose the AAA title whenever he does face Andrade first. I really think that. I really think of all the ones, I feel like that one's the first to go, because it's not to disparage the AAA title or anything like that, but of all the ones he has, it's the least important to the general
populace.
Yeah. We'll go with that.
So let me ask you this then. He's facing Andrade for the AAA title. Is Andrade signed with AEW?
Yes.
I'm sure they probably have some sort of deal worked out, like similar to how they had shit worked out with Moxley and Jericho whenever they were signed with AEW, but they could still do appearances in New Japan.
Penta and Phoenix are both signed talents in AAA, and I think that Kenny Omega has some sort of a AAA and AEW are very closely working. Yeah, have a very close working relationship.
Yeah, because don't forget the Escalera de Muerta for the AAA tag titles whenever it was Young Bucks
I hate
versus
the Devil's Escalator.
Yeah, the whenever the Young Bucks and Lucha Brothers had that tag match, and it was for the AAA tag titles.
Oh,
So I
no.
mean, there is a very, very close working relationship, and we need to remember that AEW is definitely very, very much more open to their talents doing work with other promotions and stuff like that than what we're used to getting with the whole it's WWE or bust. You know what I mean?
So, is it likely, though, that with Andrade being signed with AEW, is it likely that Kenny will drop the AAA promotions belt to another AEW guy, even though, Andrade is, Mexican by, birth and heritage, and he'll probably wrestle in AAA as well, but he's not a AAA guy. He's still an AEW guy. Is AAA going to want their belt going from one AEW guy to another? Or are they going to want their belt to come back to AAA before it winds up back on another AEW guy?
I actually would probably correct you. I'd probably say Andrade's probably a AAA guy that works for AEW.
I was gonna say we don't know the specifics of obviously he's debuted on AEW, but did they put up the official thing like how they do with everybody else? That says Andrade is All Elite.
Yep, on Andrade El Idolo. Plus, if you believe what's being reported, Tony Khan had to bend pretty far over to get Andrade to sign. Andrade wanted basically full creative control over wins and losses.
Oh, wow. That's not good.
Now, I doubt that Tony Khan gave him that because, this ain't WCW and this ain't fucking 1999.
Yeah, we don't want a hermano going on.
No.
But
Can you be signed to both AEW and AAA?
Yeah.
I mean...
Okay, so he could be a AAA guy and an AEW guy. So he's not technically an AEW guy holding the AAA belt. He's a AEW and AAA guy holding the AAA belt.
Well, this match was announced for Triple Mania before Andrade even thought about going to AEW. I can't say he thought about, but before
he was announced as official.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think he worked for AAA as help me, Poot. La
Sombra.
Yep. I think he worked. So he has a working past relationship. Andrade does with AAA. So to me, I think he's a AAA guy who's also working for AEW. And I mean, I could be wrong because it's different continents. Nope. Same continent, different promotions, different countries. That's the same as I forget who said it, but same as Jericho and Moxley have kind of their digs over in Japan. Like Jericho's character, the Painmaker, is not what we see on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday nights on Dynamite. We see something similar to it, but the Painmaker with the face paint and everything, that's a New Japan thing. Moxley with the fucking biker shorts, that's a New Japan thing. So these people are very smart to kind of separate and determine their characters differently for each promotion. They may be similar, and it's obvious they're the same person, but they differentiate it enough to be a big deal.
And
I'm actually shocked that Impact is doing a pay-per-view this Saturday night with the big UFC event. That just doesn't make a lot of sense.
It's
to
not
me.
Victory Road, is it?
No, it's Against All Odds.
Oh, okay. Well, and hey, you know what? The name just right there. Against All Odds, Moose versus Kenny Omega. I mean, it seems to. And here's the other thing. We talk about this, even though it's kind of dealing with cross-promotional stuff. How do we say you really build a star? Not that Moose's star is exactly dull. Moose is great. But, how do you build a star? How do you do it? And even if there is some fuckery about with how Moose would take that belt, that's how you build a star. Moose defeats Kenny Omega. That, you beat the best, arguably the best in the world for a title at your pay-per-view. What
confuses me is they then have announced that the winner of that match is going to be facing, I can't think of his indie name, formerly Solomon Crow on NXT.
Oh my God! Why can't? Jesus Christ! Sami Callihan.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sami Callihan.
Oh my God! I escaped me there for a minute.
for Slammiversary, which doesn't ring a bell for me. Like, I don't you would think for Slammiversary they would want to have a big money match, that they would want to have a returning Samoa Joe or something like that. I don't see the money.
You're really hung up on Samoa Joe coming back there, aren't you?
I am, because it makes the most sense. New Japan, I'd love too, but Samoa Joe makes the most sense in Impact, because with AEW, I think we are very close to having too many cooks. I don't want to see Samoa Joe go somewhere and I'm going to say it again, Poot, flounder like he did on Raw's main roster. I think that Samoa Joe's main event run in WWE was okay, but definitely not like Samoa Joe caliber. Take him out of the equation. There's got to be somebody that they can have face either Moose or Omega at Slammiversary other than Sami Callihan. Sami Callihan is a good dude. He has a good role. He has a niche role as the hardcore guy. I don't see him headlining your biggest show of the year.
Well, you say that, but then look at someone like Moxley.
Well,
listen, you're sitting here saying, "Wow," but
apples and lobster, bro. Apples and lobster.
No, shut your mouth. They are not even close to apples and lobsters. The furthest I would put
all right,
them away.
You're right. Gulf shrimp and lobsters.
I would be
apples and apple pie.
Okay, apples and apple pie I will absolutely take. But it's still the point. When you could look, arguably, and this is being, a little objective and a little terse here, but if you look at Dean Ambrose, given enough rope to hang himself, was able to be a main event star with, and carry a show and be the face of a thing. If you put Dean Ambrose and Jon Moxley, and when I say Jon Moxley, I mean the history of Jon Moxley, next to each other, would you say the same thing about Jon Moxley? And don't be biased here. That's my point, is that if you're okay with Jon Moxley being able to be the face of a company and carry and be that hardcore guy who throws himself into a bed of barbed wire, then you kind of got to be okay with Sami Callihan being able to be the face of a company and give it that edge that they might need to make it interesting enough to have people watch. It's kind of the principle of if you believe in God, you have to also believe in the devil. You know what I mean? Or if you believe in the devil, you also therefore have to believe in God. It's a little bit of inductive reasoning.
To me, I think they have it backwards. I think that Callihan should have faced Omega at this show on Saturday, and then the winner of that match should have faced Moose at Slammiversary. That, I think, screams a bigger headline match than Sami Callihan. And again, to be fair, I am a lapsed Impact fan, as absolutely lapsed as you can get. They're on the very edge of my periphery. And to be shocked, I'm shocked. To be honest, I'm shocked that we spent this much time talking about Impact at all. But they're on the very edge of my wrestling periphery. So maybe Sami Callihan is doing work, but I remember seeing him doing some Impact stuff here within the last year or so, and being like, well, that's Sami Callihan, exactly like I remember him.
Well, here's the thing. I will say this in defense of Sami Callihan. I mean, I haven't watched any Impact in the longest time, but listening to one of the times whenever he was on Busted Open, he said a long time ago, like he's one of the guys, like he's there for the long haul, and he really wanted to help the company out in whatever way he could. So if that's facilitating that he's kind of like the hardcore guy or whatever, and that's the way he's going to help the company, so be it. It could have been just coincidence that happened to be what you saw of him. But I mean, he's been there for a while and really putting in a lot of work and helping to carry the company.
To be fair, I'm sure that most of the deck crew on the Titanic said, hey, you know what? We're going to do everything that we can to try and save this ship. That doesn't mean that I want them on any other ship in the world. Like,
All right.
All
right.
Anyways, and I'm not trying to degrade Impact. I understand that it is a niche audience, that it's a niche market. It's an all right show, and it's not something that I will go out of my way to watch on a weekly basis. It's an all right show. I'd put it probably a little bit under Raw, if we're being real.
What I'm saying is the Callihan has been there putting in work, and honestly, like if you think back to it, whenever there was the whole him and Tessa Blanchard, like he was the one in that, he was involved in that, and he helped carry that feud very, very well.
I agree with everything you're saying, but at the end of the day, like this match at your biggest show, because Slammiversary is their biggest show of the year. Much like Triple Mania is AAA, WrestleMania is WWE, and All Out is AEW. Like, so you have the Golden Goose, you have Kenny Omega holding your belt. You have the chance to make some money, get people buying this pay-per-view, and make a guy for the next future. And again, I'm not saying that Sami Callihan shouldn't be that guy. I'm just saying, in my opinion, that whenever I think of money and people putting down money to watch a match, it's not Omega versus Callihan.
Well,
like it's Omega versus Moose.
Here's the ever present option C that you're not even thinking about. What if at this pay-per-view on Saturday that Callihan somehow gets involved at the end, and through whatever fuckery it ends up creating a triple threat match at Slammiversary, because as we know, card is always subject to change.
That is true. Speaking of option C, is that still like a thing in Impact? Like can the
I don't know.
I think that's only at the X Division pay-per-view. I don't remember the name of it, but I think they can only do it that one night of the year.
I honestly don't know. I couldn't give you a straight answer on that.
Turning that title, but yeah, I mean that would be a good option as well to bring in the X Division champion. But yeah, and I mean you're right. Like we Slammiversary is not until July, so we have a full month pretty much between then and now. So they could work pretty much anything into the cards here. It just seems weird to me. Like it's kind of like giving us Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley at the Royal Rumble instead of WrestleMania. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
So, not trying to push things along too hard here, but I was gonna ask, do we have a Stamp the Champs?
We do not.
We don't have a Stamp the Champs.
We do not.
Oh, it looks like the bastard. It looks like the bastard Pat used all his energy and thought into putting his picks in.
Yeah.
Yep. Trying to focus too much on winning our title versus coming on the show. So
we'll see what Vapor decides to do.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what then. How about this? I know it's kind of spur of the moment, and if you guys have the thought in this and the general consensus is okay, why don't we have a little round of hot tag trivia? I will thank all the sponsors now, so we can, whenever we get to the end, we can just close out. I can thank all the sponsors now while you guys find some questions.
boy.
I got
What do you
nothing.
think?
I am ill prepared for that.
Yep, I got nothing. It would take me more than 2 minutes to find a question, so
Yeah.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna
wow.
be skipping that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't have anything that I have nothing in the wheelhouse, nothing remotely close
Exactly.
to what I'd want to ask you guys.
Yep, nothing.
Wow.
Nothing in the
You know
hopper.
what? No,
even
I
close.
lied. I have one. I have one question. I've been saving it for a long time until we would do a hot tag trivia again. But it's, I don't know. It's very out there. So
All right. Well, throw it out there. Why not?
okay. So I'm gonna.
Goldberg.
No, it's not Goldberg. I promise you.
That's my answer.
I promise you. All right. So, I don't know how much you guys, how much animation stuff that you're into or not. I believe this show was on Sci-Fi. I don't know if it's still a current series or not. I happened to catch it, just a random episode last year. The show's called Dallas and Robo.
Dallas and Rowboat.
Robo, R-O-B-O.
Durless and Rowboat? Okay, good.
A Bubbo.
Hey, Bearburn.
Christ almighty.
All right, go.
Anyways,
You signed up for this. Go on.
I know, right? So the cast includes some people like Kat Dennings and Stephen Root. If you remember Stephen Root, he was Milton in Office Space. He was also in Dodgeball, along with Vince Vaughn and crew. But my question to you guys is: there is WWE superstar. I'm not going to say if they're current or alum or whatever, but somebody that wrestled or wrestles for WWE that voiced some did some animation, voicing their voiceover work.
Words are hard. Go on.
I know, right? Sorry, I'm mentally fried with everything. I got so much shit going on in my brain right now.
Congratulations
like-
to Tiger House Tom, by the way.
I know. I can't wait to
right?
fucking fully decorate the jungle of Tiger Bomb Tom.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait. Just my man cave area alone. But anyways, there is a WWE superstar that did some voice work there. Name that WWE superstar that did voice work for Dallas and Robo.
The Miz.
The Miz.
How recent's the show?
Let's see. This one, the air date on this episode was August 23rd, 2020. I apparently recorded it in November, so there you go.
The Miz.
So it's not. It's not Randy Savage. Got it.
And it's not Mexican Hogan, hermano.
I think Putin and I are locked in.
Yup.
I'll say John Cena.
Wow. Give beef coin 50 beef coins for the right answer.
Wow. All right. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
John
That's
Cena.
all I got. Nothing super mind blowing
Right.
there, but
All right. I got one since we're probably gonna see his face here soon. So, gents, there was a WWE correspondent, backstage interviewer, and all-around awkward human being with the name of Todd Pettingale, or Turd Pertengirl. Right? Turd Pertengirl. Turd Pert.
have we? Hold on. Before you ask this question, have we heard any more? Have they made any more mention to him whenever they've been like promoting NXT Takeover in Your House?
No, but they
Nope.
said he's gonna be there, and they've had Doc Hendricks with station breaks of announcing the matches. So that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
I caught a little bit of that. I have that on in the background, but I didn't catch any mention of Turd Pertengirl.
Okay. So, aside from the June 2020 promotional video for NXT TakeOver in Your House, aside from that, prior to this, what was Todd Pettingale's last WWF appearance? Okay. Technically, what was his last WWF appearance? And I will give you a hint. It wasn't on camera. It was just his voice. It was for an event, and I'll even give you a hint. I'm handing you. All you have to tell me is the surname for the event. It was a promo package for a wrestler for an In Your House. Who was the wrestler he did a promo package for, and what In Your House was it?
Fuck. When was the last WWF In Your House?
Vader Bad Blood.
All right, good guess. Let's see. Let's see if the other two can surmise something.
I have no idea. I don't follow Todd Pettengill. I don't remember him aside from his toga wearing of WrestleMania 9.
Yuck.
That's the last memory I have of Todd Pettengill.
I'm sorry you have a memory of WrestleMania 9 that sticks with you.
Me too.
Nailed it.
Prior to his return here, I remember seeing him cross-dressing on some radio stations, like video ad, and I'm like, is that Todd Pettengill? And sure fucking enough, it was Todd Pettengill in like full drag and makeup and everything. I'm like, okay,
Why not?
that's weird, but all right.
You know.
Weird,
Wow.
weird flex, but okay.
God.
Wow. I have no unearthly idea.
No earthly idea. It
No.
was his last appearance for WWF was in a promo package for one Del Wilkes, a.k.a. The Patriot, at In Your House Ground Zero.
Wow.
So there you go. Fun little turd perfect
Yeah.
for you
No
guys.
idea.
Well, so guys,
that was a good question, Putin.
well, thank you. So guys, this I'm excited to see this month. First of all, I'm glad we already have engagement from the fans on picks that we have in this new system. And like I said, if we try this system and it kind of goes meh and everyone is kind of meh on it, we can always go back to the old way we do it because this is freedom country, and we can do freedom things.
P3 card is always subject to change.
P3 card is always subject to change.
There you go.
We want to thank that bastard, or the bastard Pat, for go ahead and sending in his picks. And if you out there, want to get your picks in, are they going to be able to do that by the time we get these recordings up there, Cowboys?
Oh, absolutely.
Nope. Their deadline is Saturday at noon, which, as I understand it, is the premiere of the show. So they will not be able to hear our picks. They'll have to have their picks in before they hear our picks.
All right. Well, then.
So what that means is that somebody, not me, because I called it, somebody will have to put the picks on the Facebook page officially and say, here are your picks. Here's the list of matches you need to pick. Pick from here.
Yeah, I've got that covered. I've actually been working on that spreadsheet as we're talking. I will finish it up tonight and post it tonight or tomorrow.
Casual gaming logistics over here. I love it. But I'm excited to see how this works out, and I'm excited to see if we get an outside chooserweight champion. We'll just have to go ahead and see. However,
I'm gonna say though, if and not because of the new system or anything like that, and this is no not throwing shade at Beef, even though I know he's always got his eyebrows peaked and always trying to weasel his way into getting the title off of whoever has it. But I will say, if there is going to be any time that I'm going to lose the title, it's probably going to be this month because just of everything else going on in the world of the champ currently IRL outside of the P3. So,
well,
yeah,
it's
a lot.
We'll have to see, man. We all have a lot of ins, outs, and what have yous going on right now.
We do, and that's not to take away. That's not to take away from anybody else. But I will say that there's a lot of shit going on, and hopefully, throughout all this other shit going on, hopefully, I will be gearing up towards either a SummerSlam or AEW All Out, hosting you gentlemen at the jungle that is Tiger Bomb Tom Den. And
you know what that means, folks? Day Drunk Beef coming back.
Oh,
Yep,
yay,
live
Day
show.
Drunk Beef.
Hey, I'll have a futon and I'll have my rocker recliners down there. You guys are always more than welcome to crash.
Ha freaking za. I'm in.
Yep.
I'm here.
Well,
for
now
it.
that you're closer, I probably won't.
Well, then.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck your hospitality, he says.
No, dummies. That's a call back to the last time we hung out at Tiger Bomb Tom's, and I almost crashed 3 times on the way home.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking understand a callback.
I'm sorry. Logistics, I don't understand things. I am the dumbest the bard that's ever been. Well, that's the bard's been barding. Like the band is playing a lot, and
Banding.
yeah, the band's been banding. It's been really good. So, gentlemen, let's see how things turn out for this pick, and then we'll see what happens with what was it? Rage in a Cage.
Yeah.
With Rage in a Cage, Fury in the Fence. Here in the next couple weeks. Want to go ahead?
Wild Time in the Wire.
Wild Time in the Wire. Wow. All right. The pain in the stain.
We're off the rails. Finish
Yeah,
it.
we're off the rails. Thank you very much. The Goldberg
Oh, no.
and the Goldberg. Oh no.
No,
Worst-
that should never be a thing
worst
here
porn-
or internationally or interstellarly ever.
Worst porn ever. Anyway.
Best one ever.
Anyway, thank you very much to our sponsors. Let's run them down really quick. Thanks to Frigoff Ransom and his glorious channel. Hopefully our little Ransom is feeling better soon. Have some chicken noodle soup. Get some rest and hydrate, buddy. All right. And make sure that you go and give a little shout out to Mr. Casual Gaming Dad himself, our very own Tiger.
Uppercut.
Bomb Tom, and his page Casual Gaming Dad on Facebook. Make sure you check him out. Tom, what is on the docket right now for you?
Not a whole lot because I've got all this moving shit to take care of.
That's true.
But we've got let's see. Oh God.
Real quick, he said.
Yeah, I know, right? It's never quick. Listen, guys, you know by now it's never quick. No matter if it's Poot or Ransom or whoever, it's never quick. So just strap in and shut up. Monday nights. This Monday night we'll have Monday Night Mario Kart. We'll have that for 2 weeks, and then we switch over to Super Mario Party on the Switch. So pretty much a Mario Monday festivity all around regardless. Tuesday nights, of course, Among Us. Wednesday nights, to be determined. And then I have no idea after that because this is going to be a very wonky next month and a half or so. So
Okay. Well, but with good reason, though, because you're moving into a new den. So that's fantastic.
yes.
Still, go give him some love and support on Casual Gaming Dad on Facebook there. And join Casual Gaming Dad's Corner. That's his little community area. You can meet some really cool people. Also, check him out on YouTube and Twitch. That's Casual Gaming Dad and Casual Gaming Dad 84, respectively. We also want to thank Mr. Sean Tischler and his work with independent wrestling in the central Pennsylvania area with IWC. So there you go. Thank you, Sean. And we're looking forward to getting out and seeing some indie wrestling. And shout out to all the indie wrestlers who are doing their thing. Also, again, want to give a shout out to my buddies over at Hookah Chats. That's Matt and Ethan. They are a lot of fun. Two buddies who talk about a lot of stuff. And Ethan is a big wrestling fan. I'm just giving a shout out. I said I'm giving a shout out.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Good shout out.
You know what? I haven't seen $49.99 from you. So there we go. Haven't seen $49.99 from Tom. Tom, what's going on? Oh, by the way, go to Gould Gaming to buy some Casual Gaming Dad merch so he can give us $49.99 for being a sponsor, and buy yourself your own P3 podcast t-shirt. And you know what? They're not $49.99. They're a very reasonable price, and they are very high quality. If my fat ass hasn't ruined
You want to know
yet,
where your $49? You want to know where your $49.99 is? It's going into advertising every time I stream. There you go.
The man's got a point.
I really love it when someone comes and puts a penny on the train track that is my train of thought. Anyway, so make sure you go on over again. That's gouldgaming.com and search for Casual Gaming Dad. He has a lot of very, very cool, like joking aside, a lot of really awesome merchandise over there. A lot of really cool stuff. Again, all very high quality. So make sure you pick that up and support Casual Gaming Dad. And of course, get your own P3 podcast t-shirt. Yeah, that about covers just about all of it. For myself, the Barbarian, Poot the Bard, for Mr. Beef, the Legend, for Mr. Ransom the Madman and his channel, Frigoff Ransom. Again, subscribe on YouTube, Frigoff Ransom. He's hilarious and he's the best and he's my friend and I love him. He's my friend. And our current reigning, defending, undisputed cruiserweight champion, Mr. Tiger.
Sphincter.
Cut bomb Tom. Sphincter. Cut bomb Tom. Have a wonderful
cut.
evening.
Still long.
Fuck your stinger.
Or day or
Outros are
night.
still long. No, it's mine.
Nope.
Dickhead.